You are not successful because you are ashamed to look ridiculous. You are ashamed of looking ridiculous, and that is the main reason why you are not progressing. Stupidity is beautiful, that is why it must be exposed. I will say it again a second time. Stupidity is beautiful, that is why it must be exposed. On a daily basis, many people miss out on exceptional opportunities because they are ashamed of looking ridiculous, of being insulted, or of falling into imposter syndrome. These people believe that their qualities or their achievements are not the fruit of their work or their efforts. In general, they attribute the good things that happen to them to other phenomena, to the Lord, to the environment, to nature, or even to providence. From my experience, I understood one thing. To progress, you have to stop being ashamed of looking ridiculous. If you wish to advance and progress, you must love the ridiculous. If you want to grow, you have to accept that at some point in your life, you will be ridiculed and even humiliated. People won't always understand what you're doing and will call you stupid or dumb. You have to remember that stupidity is beautiful, and that's why you have to expose it to improve yourself. When someone tells me they are an expert, it scares me. I am an expert in law, taxation, or in the agro-industrial field. The word expert is a term that scares me, because its use sometimes hides its stupidity and ignorance. We are all ignorant, but not of the same thing. Even if you are an expert, you are ignorant of what another expert in your field knows or does not know. In reality, we are all permanent eternal students. Regardless of your sector of activity, architecture, engineering, medicine, etc., you have a duty to learn every day, so as not to find yourself stupid, because science is dynamic. Every day there are new discoveries and new knowledge. So, you cannot say that you are an expert without continuing to learn, without learning from the experience of others, or without updating yourself. This means that the learning process is permanent, and therefore we remain eternal students. Even if you are an expert with 50 years of experience, you are still a student. It is not because you have 50 years of experience that you are necessarily competent. You can do 50 years of stupidity. You should always consider yourself a student, because a person who has just finished his specialization with 2 years of experience can be much more advanced than you, who have 40 years of experience. You have not considered the learning process to be permanent and have remained with the same knowledge learned 30, 40, or 50 years ago. A person released in 2022 will be directly up to date with new knowledge, new technologies developed in 2022. Despite your 100 years of experience, you will be totally overwhelmed. Stupidity is beautiful, that's why it must be exposed. I have always considered myself an idiot and a person who knows nothing. Stupidity is beautiful, that's why it has to be exposed, and I don't miss any opportunity to do so. I did medicine and graduated as a doctor in November 2014. I get asked this question all the time. But Claudel, what are you really doing? What is your real business? You study medicine, but on a daily basis you talk to us about the economy, law, entrepreneurship. You have a consulting firm, a clothing brand, you are in industry. But concentrate. I usually respond to them by saying this: why do you want to brainwash my brain? My brain is unlimited and can explore all horizons, because it is not like a hard drive with 2 gigabytes of memory. So, each time I take an interest in a sector of activity, I accept being stupid and exposing my stupidity to the eyes of the world. Because there is an exceptional phenomenon that occurs when one exposes his stupidity. For example, I will make a video with the theme of inflation. Since I'm an economics idiot, I'm going to talk about inflation by flaunting my stupidity in the eyes of the world and then posting it online. Which very few people can do, because everyone is ashamed of looking stupid. Since I'm not ashamed to look stupid, I'm going to publish it. What will happen next is that there will be experts in economics who will comment on insulting me, calling me stupid, pretentious, or even ignorant. Others will come and say that I am talking nonsense and rather present what inflation is in reality. Others, on the other hand, will come to appreciate it because they are dumber than me. I will then read the comments, I will appreciate the remarks, and I will take the insults. Then, when I talk about inflation a second, third, fifth, or 10th time, I will gradually improve. I will read other documents and meet other people who have more knowledge than me in this field, because I had the courage to expose my stupidity. When I talk about inflation, after 1 or 2 years, an economist will feel that I am also an economist like him. Once, I was invited to a local television station, the name of which I will not conceal, to talk about a theme relating to the economy. I recommended Rutherford Timene to them, one of my collaborators, who is excellent for replacing me today. They asked me the following question: is he an economist? I asked them back, am I an economist? I am a doctor and you invite me on a show to talk about economics when I am not an expert in economics. They invited me because the fact of accepting every day to be stupid or mediocre, and especially to spread my mediocrity, allowed me to improve myself thanks to the criticisms, the insults, or even the tauntings that I have food. I am an eternal student, and an eternal student is a person who spends time learning. We all know that the best students are those who ask the questions that sometimes seem stupid. When a teacher gives a lesson and asks the following question at the end: did you understand? Most are ashamed of appearing stupid, because they tell themselves that saying that they don't understand will lead other students to believe that they don't have the level. So even if he doesn't understand anything, he won't lift a finger. But there is this student who is idiot, and who is not ashamed to flaunt his stupidity, who will raise his finger and say, really teacher, there is such a calculation that I did not understand, I do not know if you can explain it again. The teacher will explain it again, and sometimes those who didn't raise a finger will pay more attention than the one who did, because they were ashamed to expose their stupidity. When you are not ashamed to expose your stupidity, you progress much faster. When I post videos online, I expose my stupidity because I have the courage to do so. I consider that we are all idiots, but not of the same thing. The other idiots will come to comment, insult me, or criticize me, claiming that Claudel is a dunce. They will then make captures to send to other idiots, who will say, the idiot of Claudel there, it's really nonsense. After collecting all these reviews, I will improve. Then next year I will start a new project and take it to a new level. There will still be idiots who have not had the courage to expose their stupidity and will continue to talk nonsense while I am progressing. My goal is to become the best version of myself and not of others. My goal is to become better than the Claudel I was in 2010, 2020, or 2021. And to be able to become one, I have to accept the fact of being an idiot and expose my stupidity. In order to improve myself, exposing your stupidity does not mean being condescending to others, no. It is to take into consideration what others say in order to improve. Thinking of yourself as a person who knows nothing puts you in the learning process, because we want to learn from those who know more, in order to improve ourselves. If you want to progress, agree to spread your stupidity. Agree to make an online publication where you talk about your products or services, where you talk about yourself. Stop being in fake profile, put your photo. Assume who you are. Talk about what you do. Communicate about who you are. Accept being insulted. Accept that people say that your product is bad, that your service is not of good quality. Accept it, because that is what will allow you to progress, to evolve, to develop your visibility, your notoriety, to build your credibility, and to be able to draw up a profile that inspires and pushes people to want to become like you, or why not better than you. The secret of all progress lies in accepting to show off your mediocrity. Until you flaunt your mediocrity in order to learn from others, you will never progress, and you will always be the standard of your mediocrity, thinking that you are smarter than others. And are all ignorant, but not of the same thing. This is why we must always share our ignorance, because sharing experiences with others reduces our ignorance. Sometimes you think you're too smart and have the most incredible project in the world. But, when you take the risk of telling others about it, everyone laughs to 32 teeth, and you will be amazed. Later, you realize that other people's remarks about your project show how stupid you are. When you do not communicate about what you are doing, you are keeping your mediocrity to yourself, and you will progress with an obesity of stupidity, which will become exponential. This is what I call the obesity of intellectual inconsistency. This is one of the reasons why my pseudonym is the Assassin, because it is necessary to assassinate the obesity of this intellectual inconsistency, in order to allow everyone to have the courage to expose their stupidity. Take the courage to organize an event to talk about what you do and expose your stupidity. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumb up and share with friends. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to be in alert for new videos. Thanks for watching.